Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another video, and today I will be checking out a new single from Holding Absence, so of course I'm very excited about that. It's called Honeymoon, and it is taken from their upcoming album, The Noble Art of Self-Destruction, which will be out on August 25th through Sharptone. Shout out to Sharptone for sending this over to me in time to get a video sorted out. Even though I'm much more delayed than I would have liked to have been, it's still very much appreciated. Holding Absence is a top band for me. I'm always excited to either see them or hear new music from them. I will link the Honeymoon, either visualizer or music video that I'll be using in the reaction portion of this in the description of this video. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking and we are going to get straight into it. Vocals on this. Flexing. Lots of gold stuff this year. I really like it. Lots. There are two main things I'm thinking. But I love their artwork for this album. Holding Absence, Honeymoon, let's discuss. A really beautiful song, and while it has that ballad, the ballad feel to it, and it's more of a softer song than what they've been putting out, it's something we obviously know they are capable of, and they are so good at it. When you listen to that intro, which is the same as the outro with the acoustic strumming, that's that same, it's like the chorus, that bum bum ba-da-dum, but it's like that used there, so it's kind of like a preview and then wraps back around in the outro, which makes it feel very complete to me. It's like a, you know, beginning, middle, and end, and it just ties in really well to making it a cohesive track, even though it has aspects of it that are a bit more simple than other stuff they've been doing. It brings in enough of that fullness that we're used to in these newer songs that they've been giving to us. Like, I can't remember which part of the song, but it's almost like the most brief pause before it comes slamming back. For this song, of course, if you're listening to like deathcore or something, that's going to have a completely different meaning. But in this context, it feels like it's so full when it comes back in there and like provides that, you know, pay attention to this part. Some of the vocals from Lucas are just phenomenal. There are some harmonies in some portions of it that are really beautiful. The falsetto work that we're getting here is amazing as well, but it's just a really great chance, I think, for us to see, with accompanied by this sort of sound, what Lucas can do. He's not just polishing his vocals in a, you know, a heavier context or for that grittier sound, which it even felt like a little bit of that is sprinkled in here, though very lightly. You definitely get some of that grit at the same time as it feels, you know, some of the higher stuff that we get here is a chance for something different than, oops, sorry, I did not mean to hit the mic stand there, but something different than we might have the chance to get in another, you know, another song, another sound, if that makes sense. But this I love. It's not a super long song, about 3 minutes, but it feels full at that same time. A lot of times running that shorter song when you have tracks like Wilt and stuff that, you know, they're much different. Wilt to me has a much sadder meaning to it. This has an emotional feel to it, but it doesn't feel like that same, like, you know, if in another life, like some of those lyrics are just incredibly sad, while some of this almost feels, you know, it's like a love song type of, a lot of this, actually, most of it. The beginning is like, you know, very briefly, I was like, uh-oh, is this going to be sad? It's like the first couple lines are sad, but the chorus and the overall feel of it can have that happy spin to it. I suppose it really depends on your perception and things like that, but I won't get too carried away. I know it's a shorter song, therefore my outro doesn't need to be like 10 minutes, which I have been doing too much of lately, but it's a very full sound. Mix is fantastic for this. A lot of times when it's stripped back, you know, you have sometimes, you know, with an approach like this, but overall I guess it would be something like Missing Limbs from Sleep Token, where they keep that full acoustic sound throughout, where this doesn't do that. It has acoustic hints to it, and the laid back approach, I guess, is a way that we can word that, but it's not something that took a back seat when it comes to production or the mix or anything. It just sounds very full. It gets across for sure. So I'm super happy with this. For my favorite songs, I think this will end up being a grower for me as well, because off the bat, I love that chorus. It's something that's stuck in my head after a listen, very digestible. I think as I keep listening to it, it will grow, but on first listen, I think False Dawn and Crooked Melody will be very hard to compete against. Those tracks have been huge for me, stuff I've been listening to a lot that's been stuck in my head. So once the album comes out, I'll have a better idea of being able to rank all of them, I think, because they just have different places. Like, this feels very different to me, so I think I would need more time before holding it up to something I've listened to so much. Crooked Melody, probably the most. Yeah, that is the first single, so it makes sense in order, but I think even if you were to release those at the same time and kind of dial, like, you know, scale it back, I think it would be Crooked Melody that I've listened to more. But both of those songs have won me, not that they had any, I guess winning me over does not apply here and doesn't make any sense because I've been a Holding Absence fan, but has got me more excited for the record. Of course, if there are any more singles, I will be covering them on the channel. While this I love that for this, something that sticks out to me is that a lot of times when you see a track like this, the ballad track, it's all the way through, got a very simple approach. Maybe you stick with the acoustic sound, maybe you don't have anything that's like, you know, going into some different range for the vocals, things like that. The bass sounds great in here as well, especially in the beginning of the song. There were a few parts where I wanted to point it out, but I do that far too often, so I just accepted it, but still absolutely worth a mention. But anyway, this doesn't feel that way. It feels like while it has that laid back sound like we were talking about, it still has those moments of, you know, captivating you, of making you go, oh wow. So those are my thoughts after first listen. I will link the visualizer I used in the reaction portion of this in the description of this video, as well as pre-orders for the record, all of Holding Absence's social media. promotional links for the band, all that good stuff in the description of this video. You can also find, oh yeah, I would not want anything different about this. I think having a track like this, which is a bit refreshing to the sound that we've been getting, although I'm not saying everything sounds the same or any, but this is a different feeling track. So it's nice to have that, and I don't think I would want anything different, especially with this sound in mind. It's not something that I was necessarily expecting, or that I would have like, I wish that this did this, because it's got the grit to it, the moments I talked about, so I think it's surpassed my expectations for, especially, I don't want to say for a ballad track because that sounds backhanded. I really like the song in general as well, but typically a ballad track is very hit or miss for me. I would put this in the hit category, I guess, to wrap that up. Anyway, social media, all of the promotional links for my channel and stuff that you may need will be in the link tree in the description. That will have the Discord server invite link, my Patreon, the Twitch channel, which I am going to be getting up and running so very soon. As we approach mid-July, I'm supposed to be moving, so as I get set up there, that's when I'll be getting into my schedule as the office gets set up. The background, all of this equipment gets taken over there. So while it's like in a weird limbo time now, if you have interest in following to see when I do get going on that, the Twitch channel is in there. I'll be doing a lot of really cool stuff there. My Patreon's there, which will be getting updated to offer more stuff around that same time. It's going to be getting into a new space, getting everything more organized makes that a lot easier. So right now, everything I offer is there. We've got our live stream coming up very soon for the end of June, which is crazy. We're flying through this year. But the various things I offer in the Patreon tiers will be listed out there. The Discord server, where the community is based for my YouTube channel, all that good stuff. So if you're interested in checking any of that out, it will be there. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.